Yo, guys, welcome to MoVernie vBLOG. Today, I'm going to talk about what are some of the things that the Toronto Raptors need, especially during the training deadline. Depending on what President of Masai Urijri and GM Bobby Webster, I wonder how many people actually know that the GM is actually Bobby Webster and not Masai. But anyhow, if the Toronto Raptors, what are they going to need in the training deadline? And this is my thoughts. It really depends on what kind of direction the Masai want to do. Is he going to go all in? Is he going to go trade for a third All Star that probably playing at a team that is losing? They're out of the playoffs and they want to get some ROI in return. Perhaps maybe a Bradley Beal. But then to me, I feel like trading a third All Star during the training deadline doesn't really make sense for the Toronto Raptors because I feel like they are really gelling right now and they're number one right now. And I think Masai will only want to do it if he knows whether Kawhi is going to return. So I don't think he's going to go give up a lot of young pieces trying to get a third All Star just for a short run. Because if Kawhi is coming back in the future with a long term contract with the Toronto, then I could see him package two or three of a young cores and then go and get a third All Star. Because I mean, right now, Boston Celtics, 76ers, they probably have three very solid players. And right now we have Kyle Lowry and Kawhi Leonard and all the usable pieces around it. But if you really want to go all in, you really want to win a championship, you want to go over the hump, I think you need a third All Star. But as of right now, trading that line, I just don't see why or how Masai will able to pull a trigger to get a third All Star without giving up a lot of young pieces. Because everybody is going to try to get the most improved player in Pascal Siakam, and there's no way we should give up Siakam in any trade. Um, I think we can only improve by trading other pieces, but not Siakam in any trade. More realistically, for the trading deadline, as I could see from what Masai could do, is adding little bits of pieces that is not going to impact Kawhi Leonard. There's not going to impact the majority of the core pieces. Now, one trade I would suggest is we need another 3 point specialist. We're shooting a lot of threes, but CJ Miles, which was signed 2 years ago, is not doing his job. He has one job, which is to shoot threes, and he's not able to do it. So he's on the bench, and maybe it's a GoDaddy curse. He's not playing, but we need another 3 point specialist. Come playoff time, you need that. Currently, the most reliable 3 point specialist I could see is like Kawhi or Danny Green, but it won't hurt to get another 3 point specialist, such as I think we can explore about the Utah Jazz, Jamal Crawford. If Utah Jazz continue not to be making the playoffs, then I would like to see Jamal Crawford coming over. Or maybe perhaps getting Jamal Crawford from Phoenix Suns. Phoenix Suns sign him just so that they can get young pieces in return during training deadline because that team is rebuilding. There's no point to waste another season for Jamal Crawford. Or maybe look at Jimmy Fredette from China, who actually is shooting lights out over there in China. But one piece of suggestion that I think it actually works out is perhaps we can go knock on the door of Atlanta Hawks and see if we can throw in a trade where we can get Vince Carter and Jeremy Lin to the Toronto Raptors in exchange for a second round pick plus a DeLon Wright. I mean, Atlanta Hawks are rebuilding and they want as many young pieces as possible. And I feel like our weaknesses still is the center spot because as you can see, when Jonas Valanciunas is injured, other teams are using the big star attack, and we don't really have tall guys to compete. We have Pascal Siakam, we have Ibaka, but sometimes they're too short or too slow by Ibaka, and then we have Great Monroe, which is amazing pickup because he was like maximum was minimum what is it minimum faction player. He's ready to play when he's ready, but sometimes he's still too slow for some of the younger, faster bigs. And imagine if Siakam or Ibaka is injured, we basically only have JV and Great Monroe. At Chris Boucher, as much as I like, he's too skinny to defend and he shoot freeze and stuff. I want another big man, so we need a center ideally. But I think the trade for Jeremy Lin and Vince Carter is not too far fetched. I mean, just imagine the excitement of the Raptors fan when you have Vince Carter, who started all from Toronto, is finishing his career or beyond, if he still want to play for 2 more years, to finish his career in Toronto Raptors uniform. And then Jeremy Lin, Asian communities will be super excited watching him play. And he's a very capable backup point guard. And he can start when it's needed. I feel like when Lowry's injured, when you're Fred VanVleet to start, you have DeLon Wright, who is full of potential, but I feel like he's very passive. He's not really a passing guy. He's not really assertive on his gameplay, not shooting really a lot of threes. He's not really progressing. So I feel like Atlanta Hawks will actually might want to do this trade, getting like Delon Wright that can continue to grow and steady with the young core. And this trade will actually make sense because I feel like Vince Carter can still dunk, can still shoot threes, bring in another veteran presence, and then with Jeremy Lin, who's like a backup point guard, I feel like he would be perfect for Fred VanVleet and Jeremy Lin duo, coming in the second rotation. So we'll see about that. MoVernie on the move.